The story of Queen Esther begins in ancient Persia, where the Jewish people lived as exiles under King Xerxes. Among them was Esther, a beautiful young woman who rose to a position of great influence and courageously saved her people from destruction. In the citadel of Susa, King Xerxes held a grand 100-day banquet to showcase his kingdom's wealth. At the end, he hosted a 7-day feast for all the people. On the 7th day, in high spirits, he commanded Queen Vashti to appear before him to display her beauty. When Vashti refused, the king, enraged, deposed her, stripping her of her title. A search was conducted across the empire for a new queen, and beautiful young women were brought to the king's harem. Esther, also known as Hadassah, was among them. Raised by her cousin Mordecai, she was instructed not to reveal her Jewish identity. After a year of beauty treatments, Esther won the favor of everyone who saw her, including the king, who made her queen. Meanwhile, Mordecai overheard a plot to assassinate Xerxes and informed Esther. The plot was foiled, and the conspirators were executed, with Mordecai's actions recorded in the royal chronicles. Soon after, Haman, an official elevated by Xerxes to a high position, became enraged when Mordecai refused to bow to him. Haman plotted to destroy not only Mordecai but all Jews in the empire. He persuaded Xerxes to issue a decree for their extermination, setting a date for their annihilation. Mordecai urged her to plead with the king to save the Jews. Esther hesitated, knowing that approaching the king without being summoned could mean death unless he extended his golden scepter. Mordecai reminded her that her silence would not save her, and suggested that perhaps she had become queen for this very purpose. Esther, showing great bravery, agreed to go to the king, asking Mordecai and the Jews to fast for 3 days. On the 3rd day, Esther approached Xerxes, who extended his scepter, sparing her life. She invited the king and Haman to a banquet, and at the second banquet, Esther revealed Haman's plot to annihilate the Jews. Xerxes, furious, ordered Haman to be executed on the very pole he had set up for Mordecai.
Breaking news.
The king granted the Jews the right to defend themselves, and on the appointed day, the Jews triumphed over their enemies. Haman's 10 sons were also executed, and Mordecai was honored with a high position in the kingdom. The Jews celebrated their deliverance with feasting and joy, a victory commemorated annually as the festival of Purim. Esther's bravery saved her people, and her story remains a powerful reminder of courage, faith, and the impact one person can have on the world.